Well, he may not have played at your best, and you can never always play at your best, but he's competed at his best, and that's the most important thing.
One more, and he will be a multiple.
Thank you, ladies and gents.
Champion.
The 32nd frame. Mark Selby to break.
Yes, as Hazel said, one more frame needed for Mark Selby to win his second world title. That was, as John Parrott said, a granite frame of snooker played by the world #1. Oh, much too thin, and he's going to leave an early chance for Mark Selby. That last frame may have taken a lot out of Ding Junhui because he was in the ascendancy. He had breaks of 73, 70 and 103. He was flying, and then all of a sudden Mark Selby put the brakes on. But a lot of that was down to the way the balls went in that last frame.
It's just about kind of pop this red, hit it cleanly, screw back, and get a good angle on the blue. Possibly a little bit more acute angle than it would be perfect, but it can still go into the pink from this. He's okay. He's got a red to the left corner, definitely.
6.
Wow.
7.
I didn't think that was going to fall. That was an edgy one. Have another look at this.
Yeah, had to play the most difficult pot.
Right, can everybody make sure their phones are off now, please? Don't be the idiot that spoils this.
But this is an incredible opportunity, Dennis. This is what you dream of, to win the World Championship, a chance like this. Okay, the black's not available at the moment, but look at the reds.
Yeah, the reds that he put there when he potted the blue and opened up the whole game. If he can get to 69 points, he's going to be world champion for the second time. An awful lot of balls to be potted, though.
Yeah, he played a poor positional shot there. Played for the red next to the pink to the left corner. This can go wrong. No,
13.
The only problem when he pots the pink is that the pink will no longer pot anywhere. So it's not getting any easier, this break.
He looks absolutely shattered last evening, just after midnight. It does take it out of you mentally here at the Crucible. You finish up, it's just adrenaline keeps you going.
But this is what you practice all the hours for.
19.
An opportunity in amongst the balls to win the World Championship.
There's Vicky, his wife. There's Vicky's mum there, who's been looking after their daughter here. They've been up in the Champions Lounge.
Yeah, that's an excellent positional shot there.
And there's Gareth Potts, one of the top pool players in the world. He's going out with Vicky's sister. He's been here for most of the sessions. I think he travels to China with you, Stephen, doesn't he?
Yeah, plays a lot of Chinese 8-ball pool. They'd love to play a cannon on those little 3 reds to the left of the pink. Oh, is that gone wrong? Well, look at his body language. I think he's on a pot.
25.
Well, that's a possible pot to the middle pocket. He flicked the black safe. Can he hold this for the pink? It's a delicate little screw shot that's needed. Just a fraction away from being perfect. Nicely judged. It just means the pink is slightly more difficult now, and he's just running away slightly from the reds. But the last couple of frames he's been taking his time and not rushing into the shot. Doesn't have to even worry about the black.
32.
He's got the pink, and if it goes slightly astray, he's got the blue. It's a fabulous chance here. And Ding Junhui, well, will he get back to the table? That's the question. He has been unbelievable this year, winning 3 qualifying matches to get to the Crucible, and has played so well. The wrong side of the blue.
33.
Looking at the more difficult pink, which will give him better position. Now that last shot has just knocked
39.
a couple of those reds into safe positions. So it's not a straightforward run to the line by any means now.
He's looking determined, though, to get it won in this frame. It's probably his focus as he's looked all night.
Ding Junhui has had some fantastic support from this Crucible crowd, but Mark Selby is a very popular world #1. I think this Crucible crowd wanted to see a comeback, and they did see one from Ding with 3 immaculate frames. And that is a delightful little cannon, just to open those 2 reds up.
46.
Well, he's just showing why he is the
47.
world #1. He won the last frame with so much tactical and safety play. It looks like he may clinch this world final with this break. Just one more easy red available. He's 53 ahead.
53. $54.
Well, it's still not quite over, but there's a very proud wife there. Will he get another chance? If Mark Selby was to win this frame and final, it's exactly the score that he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 2 years ago, 18-14. Almost there for the world number one.
What a feeling this is. As we see him, well, he's just got a position for the first time in this break, but what a feeling it is to be on a break to win
67.
the World Championship. Can't beat it.
You've done it on 7 occasions, Stephen, so no one knows the feeling better than you. It's not a gimme by any means, but it's the one that will give him the title. And it's there. And he points up to his wife, Vicky. And look at that smile. He missed 2 tournaments before the World Championship. He came in under the radar, even though he was world number 1, but every credit to Ding Junhui. Everyone back in China can be so proud of the Chinese sensation. He's played a fabulous World Championship. Ding's having a look.
Mark Selby,
he's coming
74.
forward to shake the hand of Mark Selby. What a great final these 2 players have given us. But Mark Selby, for the second time, lifts the world title and he becomes the Betfred World Champion for 2016, winning 18 frames to 14. Congratulations all around.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for 2 fantastic finalists today. And let me offer my commiserations and indeed congratulations to Ding Junhui. Junhui, yes. He knows how to win this, man, but from 6-0 behind, how proud are you of the way you were fighting throughout the last couple of days?
Yes, I had a very bad start, 6-0. I think I couldn't win the frames because I had been nervous and started, never been to final before, and Mark played well. To win the second frame is a big frame, so just sitting down there and just thinking about it, I need to win some, so just go for it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this young man has given us 15 centuries. He's won 7 matches to get here. He's provided some very, very special performances, and you've won an awful lot of fans and a lot of respect. Thank you very much, Ding Junhui. Thank you. Champion again, Mr. Selby. Well, you have joined a very select group. You are the 13th multiple world champion. I wonder how good and how special that sounds for you.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. It was very special to win it 2 years ago for the very first time. I felt a lot more under pressure this year coming here than what I did 2 years ago, because I didn't really know what to expect. So just really happy to win, really. But it was a tough final. I mean, Ding's a fantastic player, and the amount of pressure he's under from China alone to even get to the final and play the way he did under that kind of pressure, I can only imagine.
6-0 behind, but yet he got twice within one frame of you. And I just wonder how key the 2 frames that you won late last night towards midnight were in establishing that 3-0, that 3-frame lead overnight.
Yeah, I mean, I know I got off to a great start, but first to 18, 6-0 is not a huge lead, especially when you're playing somebody of Ding's class. And he won the last 2 frames of the first session and then showed his class in the next few sessions. And to be fair, the second and third session, I just seemed to be hanging on to him. I mean, he played fantastic this morning, and I come out 5-4, and yesterday I came out 4-all, so just over the moon.
You've admitted a couple of times that you haven't been at your best sometimes throughout this championship. So how have you done it? How have you won once again?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I'll save my best performance for the final. I played well against Marco in the last session, but other than that, it was bitting and bobbing. I probably had 2 good sessions during the tournament, and then played on my B game most of the time, which, thank God, I've got a decent B game to fall back on.
Well, I've got some good news for you, because this is part 2 of a sporting double for your hometown. So my big question is, are you going to let them share your open-top bus?
Well, I didn't get one last time when I won it 2 years ago, so... But, I mean, now they've done fantastic. I mean, just a small city like ours, I mean, to be Premier League champions from where there was last year is a fantastic achievement. And I'd just like to say a big thank you and a big congratulations to Claudio and all the boys at Leicester.
I'm sure they would congratulate you too. Still, you're world #1 and you're world champion once again. I think there's a young lady who's about to give you a very large kiss. Daughter Sophia and wife Vicky, bring them in. Congratulations, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, Fred Doan, boss of Betfred, and the 6-time world champion, Steve Davis. The runner-up receiving a cheque for £137,500 and the silver medal. What a run and what a fortnight. Ding Junhui. And the winner, receiving a cheque for £330,000, the trophy and the title, 2016 Betfred World Snooker Champion, Mark Selby! Once again, your champion, Mark Selby!
Still #1 and a world champion once again. John Parrott's been watching this. It's been hard at times for him to get through, and in fact at times in matches he went missing, but once again he shows his mettle when the pressure is his highest in a final.
Yeah, he is just made of granite. It's very stern stuff. He's a tremendous competitor. Even when he said himself his B game's on, his B game is good enough to give headaches to nearly all the players he plays against. And in every session he plays, he doesn't waste a shot. There's always a purpose to it. He competes in every department. And when he gets his scoring boots on, he's tremendously difficult to play against. And when he hasn't, he's tremendously difficult to play against.
Well, there's Sophia stealing the show out there, as usual. And, you know, when you think about this, it's Mark's title, but in so many ways it was Ding's championship because of the way he performed over the last 3 weeks.
Well, there was no doubt about it coming into the final. The player who was in the best form scoring-wise was Ding Junhui. 7 centuries in the semi-final. He was hitting the ball beautifully. Mark wasn't quite there in the scoring department. But, you know, it just goes to show you that, honestly, Mark Selby just competes and everything. But Ding Junhui comes out with this enormous credit. It's the best attitude I've seen him have in any tournament he's ever played in. He just come up against somebody who was just that little bit too good for him.
Full of admiration for this man, Steve?
Yeah, I think he's got so much in abundance, you know, a great match player and so hard to beat in all departments. Too good and too clever for most people in the game.
And the way he went over the winning line as well, that's the start of a true champion. I mean, that break he made in the final frame was just absolute pure class. Under the circumstances, the severest of pressures, he produces his best stuff.
He has, and as Mark makes his way around the arena, Ding Junhui's taking his leave. And Steve, we were just talking about the contribution that this young fella from China has made here. He was the first player from mainland China ever to come here, Ding Junhui, and he leaves, I'm sure, with a huge amount of credit and indeed confidence for the way forward from his point of view.
Yes, and of course there's no guarantee that he's ever going to win the World Championship. It gets harder every year. But I think what it does for the people in China is it inspires another generation to come along. And regardless of what happened in this match, I can't believe that they would think this, that when they've seen him play and how much character he showed, they would think this is a failure in any way, shape or form. They know how good Mark Selby is, and I think it will just inspire them more than anything else. As Barry Hearn said earlier, it's a done deal in China. They love the game anyway. There's going to be somewhere down the line a Chinese world champion. It would be lovely if it was Ding Junhui, but you just never know.
You know, another thing that's changed our perspective a little bit in this championship has been the qualifying process and the fact that we had so many coming through and knocking out the seeds in the first round and indeed the second. We had two qualifiers getting to the semi-finals in Alan McManus and Ding Junhui. Will we ever regard that qualifying process with quite the same horror that we have before?
Well, they've thrown the phone book out the window, that's for sure. The two of them are brilliant. Alan McManus had a fantastic tournament. And Ding Junhui, well, to be honest with you, he looked fresh even in the final session here, so he came through it brilliantly well.
Well, just to perhaps underline this point, Mark Selby's had to play 4 qualifiers to win this title here. And it does show you, there we go, the Leicester City flag's out. He's outfoxed all comers here, and he's taking his bow, and I'm sure he will be sharing that open-top bus with Leicester City in the coming days.
Well, I was there with Everton when he'd won it the first time, and he came out and all the fans and all in the ground gave him a fantastic reception. And of course, what a fantastic time they're going to have. They'll have Mark Selby on the pitch and the team who deserve to win the Premier League.
They will indeed. So a double celebration for the city of Leicester and a celebration for Mark Selby and his family. Overall, Steve, how would you sum up this year's World Championship here in Sheffield?
Well, I just think it's been a fascinating tournament in so many different ways. And of course, not everybody can guarantee that the players that they want to see at the end get through. And I think it's just great to see that there's so much strength in depth and so many fascinating stories can unfold regardless of who's in it.
When 28 of the top 32 were there, I thought this would be the hardest tournament to win, and the hardest man won it.
He has indeed, yeah. This fella knows how to win. It's been a great pleasure. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been an eventful 17 days, a brilliant 17 days at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. I think all of us needs a big break, and we're taking the long rest, gentlemen. Thanks.